It started late and there was a mix-up. Sincerely apologize. While we was planning to be here, there was also an event being planned in Soka. So I have to go to, being a student, I have to leave from here to still go to Soka because there was also an event planned there. This morning, coming to Enugu, there was a bit of delay because of the weather. So these are all things that affected us starting early. However, when I came here and they said I was going to do a lecture on a topic, I did say to my senior brother, the professor, that you don't go to looking for a job and you're going for lecture. I'm applying for a job. You apply, I don't know of the company. So what I expect is an interview. That is why I go for interactive section. And so that I urge Nigerians to do with all of us who are contesting. Ask questions. Today you can record anything. Record what we are saying. Assess up. And then make up your mind who you think you can trust. All of us are going to tell you the same story. Very nice story of how we're going to change Nigeria. You've heard it in the past. And nobody is telling you a story today that is different. Lovely story. How Nigeria will be one, how Nigeria will be this. Until when we start, they will start reminding you what we saw when we got in. So we want everybody to say what is seen now. Or start reminding you that the people who were there before, if the people who were there before was doing good, who know about the new one. So in order to lessen that, I'll leave my speech to the end. I'll start therefore by the interactive section. I want people to ask questions because what I'm going to lecture is, well, there's nothing to tell anybody. Everybody knows what is wrong with Nigeria today. We live in a country where nobody, even young people, kids, everybody knows something is wrong. You just mentioned it. Now we have, according to our MDS, you said 120-something, Prof. We have 133 million people living in multi-dimensional poverty. According to our own Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. And according to the World Bank, we have 93 million people living in absolute poverty. So there's a difference between multi-dimensional poverty and absolute poverty. So if we have that, so there's nothing else to say. But if you live in a country that is just 200 million people, 200 million people, surpassing India, that is 1.4 billion people, in the number of poor people living there, that tells a lot of story. And like I always said, with even worse, Nigeria have more people living in poverty than India and China combined. India and China combined is 2.8 billion people. But we have more people living in poverty than two of them combined. So you cannot imagine how bad it is. There are 14 times our population, but we have more people living in poverty. The list is endless. You have the highest number of out-of-school children, highest number of young youths, unemployed youths, highest number of youth drug prevalence, which is what is even worse than everywhere. When the global average is 5.8%, Nigeria is almost 14%. So you can go on and on. All you hear here every day is bad news. There's no good news out of here. The only good news you can see is that, okay, last year we surpassed India in infant mortality. We expected to do it in 2025, but we surpassed them. They are 1.4. So the problems are endless. Let's get on with the question. Feel free. Don't ask anything you want. Tell us anything you want. Tell me even where I'm wrong, because I want to learn. and everything. That's where we'll start. Then I'll do the conclusion when I do my speech. Thank you.